All right. Hello and welcome everyone to the contributor comms or upstream marketing ContribEx sub-project team meeting on February 11th, 2022.
Wow. Yeah.
We're off to a good start here. Okay.
It's 2022. That's all you got to say.
I got that far, so it's pretty good. Let's start with updates or you just start with the code of conduct.
Yes.
Of course, we are a group that is part of the larger Kubernetes group and the CNCF as a whole. So we have a code of conduct, essentially be respectful to one another, be excellent to each other. And let's get going. Welcome back, everyone. Excited to see everyone. So just start off with our updates and big wins. I just threw in here that I know that an Easy CLA tweet went out. I don't know who submitted it. I know that Chris merged it.
but thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you. Whoever did that.
It was me.
It was
okay.
You? Okay, thank you.
Hey, that's one way to make sure it gets done. Much appreciated, Bob.
I really wish like I could just see like a commit history from just the GitHub pane, to be honest with you, because I mean, I guess I can. It's just not simple.
It's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
If we could see like a list of commits that we worked with in the last week, that would be that would be.
I mean, you can, but it's like on a per project basis, so it's like weird. I would just like to see a linear list, but anyways. So yeah,
project
the easy
management tools we would love to have in GitHub. And yay, that's good that we got that now. Yeah. So the next thing, we already briefly mentioned this before we started the call, but Avnish, would you like to update on what you heard from Laura?
Yeah, so she responded with 3 draft of tweets that she wanted us to tweet. From which one is I've raised an issue for that, and I have an update on the blogs. So she also suggested that the blog should go it should be a post meeting blog, which should be written by the host himself, so which would be nice. And that's all what I've got from her.
Cool. So we've got at least one tweet that we want to use about a week before the meeting, right?
Yeah, that's already queued up.
Should promote the community meeting. And then I guess an ask to help shepherd a blog post recapping the meeting. Is that a good way?
Yeah,
to
who's
describe
hosting?
It?
Do we know? Is Laura hosting or somebody else hosting?
In the last SIG ContribEx meet, I think Nigel was the one who told that.
That's right. Yeah.
He would go for it.
Cool. So we can help Nigel out with that. We can extend our hand there whenever we need to. Just feel like it's not all on you, dude. We can help.
And should that go on the regular Kate's blog or should that go on dev or both?
I mean, community meetings, we've never done blog posts about them before, I don't think. So,
and it does seem like what dev is meant for.
Right. Exactly. I would put it on dev just to, it's contributor related.
It should go on case.dev. Be that
like, and I guess the demarc for that, right? Like, where is the contributor site versus the blog? I guess it's when it's, more significant to a greater group of people than just contributors, right? Like that's kind of that's why the SIG spotlight on multi-cluster went out to Kate's blog, because they need help from literally anybody that's willing to listen.
And end users and anyone who might be reading the Kate's blog, great audience for that kind of thing. Yeah.
Also just help it with SEO.
That was the big part, right? Like, I still don't know. I still don't have access or know kind of like what we're doing is working or not. So I guess we'll find out at some point. I know Kate's IO traffic is tracked. Do we have anything metrics wise, analytics wise for the contributor site?
Yep, we have Google Analytics.
Can that be displayed in a dashboard like the Kate's IO site or not?
Probably it's just time.
Yeah, exactly. So we
And
need
someone's effort.
somebody that understands Google Analytics, not it, and Google's dashboarding programs. Kazan, I feel like
I know a little bit. I did actually set up Google Analytics on my own personal blog recently.
well, yeah,
That's the
this is
only
a little
reason I
bit
know.
more than that though.
Yeah.
Who
I mean,
did it for the main website?
I don't know. I just know the marketing team did it, or someone from the marketing team did it. I can ping people in that channel. Let's find out real quick. How about that?
Yep. Phone
The
call again.
CNCF marketing team, or
Yeah, like
Okay.
so that
That makes
been
sense.
removed from that channel is the question. No, I haven't. Yay me, still here.
they had their chance.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome.
Okie dokie. So we need to help shepherd a blog post to be written by whoever leads the community meeting after that meeting. We should probably start some kind of process where we ping them before the meeting to let them know they're going to have to do this.
Yeah, I mean if Laura wants it done, like that's part and parcel of the hosting responsibility, I feel like, right? Like,
Okay.
unless she reaches out to us and says, hey, can you write it? At which point I guess we could. I just hope it's not like an after the fact ask, because you
So
can
we
always go
should-
back and watch it and then write it. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we should expect the head of that meeting, the organizer of that meeting, I guess is the right way to say it, to ask the
Broadcast.
host
Yeah.
to write that blog post.
Yeah, and that should be documented somewhere, right? Like at some
Yeah.
point, I know we were thinking about putting like, hey, what does it take to be a community meeting like moderator or whatever?
Organizer.
Yeah.
Since we've had issues with that, right?
Yeah. I've been told I've done too many, so I'm not volunteering anymore unless someone asks me.
So I think we should go back to Laura on that. I don't know what you all had discussed with regard to the blog post, Avinash, aside from it should exist.
Right.
So what I think we should do is tell Laura, this is how we think the process should go. We think that you should, or whoever's in your role should be in charge of asking this person to write the blog, and then we should come in as reviewers and shepherds of it.
Cool with that. Yeah.
So Avinash, would you be willing to reach out to Laura and communicate that?
And help document it if there's a doc anywhere for meeting hosting right now.
Yeah.
Really, it's just like, Laura, have you clearly communicated that to Nigel? And if so, is it documented that that's the responsibility of the meeting host? And then we are here to help and, qualify whatever work is done.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Writing this out.
So, I should probably put this in the
Okay.
notes. Hang on.
And that'll be
Let's see when things. Wow, we got a lot of wins this week. Or updates.
as we should. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you so much, Avinash, for reaching out, making that connection, making the PRs for this, and offering to reach out again to communicate what we've talked about. much appreciated. So we'll move on to the next piece. If there's nothing else on that one, feel free to hop in if there's something we missed. Debabrata, project board cleanup, exciting.
Yeah, it's done. I had pinged Bob this week to delete the marketing editorial board. I've closed that project, and you could just remove that. And we have all in one board now.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Did I remove it?
You closed
No.
it. It is
Okay.
still there.
So you could remove it now.
Okay.
And then what number is the official board? 40 or 39? Yes. Okay, cool. This is done. I can move that to down.
Yeah, 39 is the official one. It's
Beautiful.
staying. And 41 needs to be removed.
Wow, an
Okay.
actual way to refer to them.
I actually need to drop. There's a potential CLA issue that
Okay, have fun.
Luck.
well,
Essential what issue? I didn't even hear
CLA.
that. Oh.
CLA.
ooh.
Yeah, that's not good.
If that's broken, that's bad. Yikes.
Yikes.
Funny that occurred during this meeting. Anyways,
It's kind of funny.
yeah.
Hopefully it will be resolved. It was an impressively smooth transition, so something had to go wrong, right?
Right. There's no such thing as simple. Not in community, not in Kubernetes, at least.
So many thoughts there.
Yeah, no, I always say that facetiously because like I'm allergic to the word simple in context of Kubernetes. So yeah,
It's fair.
if something goes smoothly, that's like a miracle.
Indeed. So need for Bob, also known as Kubernetes Zoom, to remove the old board. And then the existing project board was cleaned up.
Awesome.
So what's next for this is we should probably start using it in the meeting again. And Debabrata, are you comfortable leading us walking through that board?
Yeah, sure. Once we have we update it every meeting, then
Yeah.
yeah, I could do that. We
Yeah.
could just discuss it, and after the meeting, I could put it in the board itself. Those action items.
If there need to
We
be
could put-
things.
That would be
That-
awesome.
Yeah, that doesn't always have to be you, but if we have someone
Right.
who we can go to and be like, could you help
Like,
with this? That would
Yeah,
be
like
helpful.
today we could split up the work potentially, Debo, and because I have nothing after this meeting, but that's not
Yeah,
always the
cool.
case. We can divide and
Yeah,
conquer.
if we have any potential PRs or issues to start with, we can just go it and put it in the board and link with the issue directly.
Yeah, like there's some stuff from Bart here that I don't think is ever going to get done.
There's one from me there that was a very ambitious idea and it's never going to get done.
Is
Really
it
at this point?
about the interns for LFX mentorship? Is it
No, I was talking
relate-
about mine was the
the drawing,
visualization of
yeah.
the release
Oh.
process. Because I mean the release process is still
Oh,
changing so much.
okay.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
there's a lot
yeah.
in flux there. And then it's funny because I had to go ask my team this week, how do we at AWS release Kubernetes, right? Like our product thingy. And they're like, oh, there's no graph for that. I was like, okay, cool. Let me do some reading because that's, what we do here at Amazon. But I was like, it would be nice if this was visualized. And they're like, ooh, that'd be hard. And then I saw this and I was like, ew, okay, never mind.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great idea, but it's
It's
a little
tough.
too in flux.
Yeah. I mean, it would be cool if we could do it with Mermaid JS somehow and
yeah, I was going to
take
suggest
the
that too.
input of doc and make diagrams somehow, but I don't know Mermaid that well. And if you can even automate that, that would be cool too. Like it'd be nice, like you know, you create a Swagger documentation for your API. It'd be nice if we could just do that with the release process documentation, but I don't. That's a dream.
So I added in campaigns in progress underneath the articles section where we actually have that board linked where we're supposed to go over it, which we usually don't, is why I say that. But and I added that we need to remove my task on creating a release process blog post. And then the other one that you mentioned was the Linux Foundation mentorship program.
There is something called Lessons from Internship and Mentees by Bard, like a video series, but I didn't
Oh, he
see.
did do some of those. That was kind of an umbrella issue. So
Oh,
there was
okay,
at
cool.
least one of
So-
those that was created.
Yeah, the doc itself is gone, but
Wow.
yeah, we could probably just go ahead and I don't want to say, is there like an archive card? Yes, there is. We can
Oh,
archive
wonderful.
these. I feel like at this point, like
Do
the
we not
lessons,
have-
I got it.
Do we not have comments on there of like whatever happened with those videos?
Oh crap, where did the archived ones go? Shit.
I hate it when that
I was also
happens.
thinking that.
Like
I
I'm
clicked
in my
button
email on my
and
phone.
then they're gone.
Archiving, such a strange concept.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are
I shouldn't have
gone.
clicked that until I knew where it would go. Because it's not even in the activity log either. That's what's funny. View archive. Here it is. Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Archive cards. Let's see. Comments. Was there any? Let's restore. Okay. Put it back on the board. No, there were no comments. Just this link to a doc that no longer exists.
Okay, we can keep this thing as an umbrella issue because this time we have 6 mentorship projects from Kubernetes
cool.
itself. So we'll be at least getting some blog posts, at least 6 blog posts, which are kind of.
However, counter argument,
A fresh one for the new year.
a fresh one for the new year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was just thinking that, right? Like,
Yeah.
because
That's-
this task is linked to BART basically, right?
Yeah.
Like,
oh,
So if you
okay.
want to make sure that you get notified about updates to that program,
well,
which-
Deba created it, but
Oh,
yeah.
I just like
yeah, you created it when you
because
added it
was-
to the board. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But like, it says video series specifically,
yeah.
lessons from internship and mentees to a Google Drive that doesn't exist, and BART. So
Yeah.
I would just say
Let's remove it.
archiving this is fine, and saying blog posts. We're going to do 6 of them for the LFX mentees, and off we go.
I think that would
Yeah,
be more
I think
useful.
those are done by the mentees itself. Just we post it. CNCF posts it.
Even
and
better.
we could do that also.
Do we want to review them, promote them, that kind of stuff? Is that what we need to put in the issue?
Yeah, like we could add it in Kate's dev. Maybe if they have some experience with the Kubernetes community, we could always add them in Kate's dev.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mhm.
A couple of the videos were created, but that's how
Yeah,
far back
those
I am.
videos. I've seen the videos, like those are presently in the repository. I think ours video is there. I remember.
Somebody just stuck a meeting on my calendar.
So Deba Brada, which do you prefer? Are you comfortable with the shortened form? I feel like we call you that all the
Both.
time. So, okay.
You could.
Your
Wonderful.
handle on
Which you are
Slack, right?
comfortable.
Right? Yeah.
Okay, so Deba, to own creating a new issue? Is that, are you comfortable owning
Not
that?
necessarily an
Okay,
issue. I can make a card on that. Once the blogs are out, we can create an issue. But
Yeah,
putting an issue,
there you
like
go.
it's
okay.
Yeah,
And
like-
you're comfortable with owning that piece once the blogs are out?
yeah,
creating-
absolutely.
And remember, it's not your sole responsibility to review the blogs.
Right.
You can assign them to us too.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, for reviewing all, obviously I'll take
Mhm.
help. But I'll get notified when this blog release because I'm myself a mentor. So obviously the mentee who is under me will also get the blog. So
Perfect.
Wonderful. So what's the process going to be when a blog is released? What do you want to create after that?
once it's released, they usually write it on their own post. Like for me, when I was a
Right.
mentee, I did a Medium article and that got just reposted in the Kiosk website, and then CNCF took that and posted it in CNCF website.
I remember that.
So-
I feel like I remember seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, look at Devil go on the CNCF site. Oh yeah.
So proud. Okay, so those will be posted from the CNCF side, created by the mentee, and then from our side, what do we want to happen from there? Do we want to create an
If-
issue to promote, or
We should promote.
Yeah, if it's related to the community and upstream community, the experience, mostly there is a part of the blog that says experience. So we could put it in Kate's tab, or like we could tweet about it. This article
Okay.
came out.
Mhm.
so
Either
once
one.
posted, we want to maybe
Analyze
create
content for next steps, maybe. I mean,
Yeah.
analyze content for tweeting, for cross posting, for
yeah, tweeting and cross posting should be the consistent things, right?
yeah.
Yes.
There's something else as far as reaching out to CNCF. We can do that too, I guess. I feel like Amy and I talk on a weekly basis now. It's weird.
That's good though. She does lots of good things.
Yes, she does.
This is a person from CNCF. If folks are not familiar with Amy, contributor comms should cross post the posts to kates.dev and tweet/promote. So your assignment, Depa, is then to watch for these blog posts and then make sure that we're aware that we need to do further work on them.
Would there be
Yeah,
a central
sure.
place?
However,
that
you're comfortable doing that.
like, yeah, how do we watch? Can we watch? Is there a place?
There
Depa
is-
said that he would
is-
know.
Yeah, actually, when the cycle ends, we will know because
Okay.
it comes in the repository itself, like
Perfect.
the blog.
Okay.
Awesome. Nice.
Uh,
So we just watch blog once it's up, or watch repo once it's up, and we're good to go. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next steps assigned to Depa. Wonderful. Thank you so much for telling us what was going on with that and volunteering to help make sure that we keep it on our radar going forward. Very much appreciate it.
I love these meetings.
Good. That's the goal. I'm going to move discussion updates to the bottom since that's kind of an open ask, and then I deleted it and then I brought it back. Okay, we're good. Next thing on here that is something to consistently check on is steering committee support. We don't have anyone currently owning this campaign. It's just kind
So
of
I
a general
thought-
thing that we check in on, right?
I thought
Did we
that
decide on something there?
there was like a SIGs and TL newsletter email thing that went out. That's no longer a thing. I don't know what else support wise we need to do because Paris has already told us, like, don't worry about that anymore as a ContribEx team. I'm not really sure at this point.
I know last time we discussed this concept of making sure that folks who don't get into the release team are aware that contributor comms is a place where they could contribute.
Mm. It's almost like we need a mechanism for after the shadow selection to say like after, you know how we get emails after KubeCon from CNCF kind of
Yeah.
thing, right? Like, thanks for coming. Here's some links to the sponsors. And in case you missed it, find the videos
And-
on YouTube kind of thing, right? Like we could totally do a similar thing like that.
Ray
for
was saying
shadow.
that they had something similar to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. It's manual though. It's the emeritus advisor will send an email to those who did not get selected.
Is there a handbook for that we can maybe tack on to?
Yeah, there is a handbook. Let me pull it up.
Okay. I would happily create a PR for that at some point today.
I'm going to call this recommending other SIGs or groups for contribution by shadow applicants.
Yes.
Shadow applicants. Just wanted to point
Yeah.
out how funny I found that.
From shadow applicants, what I remember is there is one shadow position that is still open with the marketing council team under Rajula. So anyone wants to take up.
Oh,
just-
yes. That's also
I saw
in,
that issue open. Like I opened that
in
issue
our group.
myself. Yeah. So
Wonderful.
if
What
anyone-
was that? I didn't get you.
So there are things like program lead, promotion lead, and there is something
In
called
contributor comms, you're talking about.
Yes,
Because we were talking about
Yeah,
steering
the-
committee, but
yes, it's something different. Like I have raised an issue. It's a recent issue that in which I became a shadow under Caslin. There is the promotional lead part, and there is something that Rajula is handling. So there is a shadow position open under him also. So that's the one thing that's still open now. So if anyone wants to take it, talk with Rajula, and maybe by next week we could close that issue and make a PR, and hopefully have a new shadow. Yeah, that's important point.
I'm sure Rajula would appreciate having a shadow.
Yeah, he's also working on the GSOC thing. He's trying to work it out about the automation
Yeah.
Yeah,
mentorship
yeah,
thing.
we were talking about it last week. So yeah, he is
Yeah.
working on that also.
I put the link to the Emeritus Advisor handbook and the Zoom chats. They're just a one-liner about it. Not exactly doesn't tell us like what goes into that email.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Task, shadow selection.
Yeah, it's under shadow selection, line 6. It just says we'll send out a notification, not for those who are not selected.
Okay.
Okay.
So there's existing documentation saying that the emeritus advisor role within the release team is expected to send out a
It says
follow-up message
Yeah.
after shadow rejection. Is that a good way
once
to say
all
it?
once all role leads select their shadows, the emeritus advisor will send out a notification to all applicants not selected for this release cycle.
Okay.
So I was just going to tack on parentheses. Please feel free to send them to contributor comms and choose the link to our repo.
Yeah.
You know.
How should we communicate that to them? Do we need to
Yeah, that was what I
File
was
an
thinking, right?
issue?
Like, no, I'll create a
file
PR
a,
against.
yeah,
the
file
both.
a PR against
Yeah.
like this repo to say also
Yeah.
or something like that?
But I have a doubt here. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of folks who
Please.
apply. Getting 200 folks directed to only contrib comms.
Yeah.
I think-
That's why I
yeah,
say
Ray
send them to the
also-
repo, because they're going to look
Yeah.
at it and be like, I don't necessarily want to do this, right? Like, don't send them to us via email, right? Like, send them to the repo, let them look at the meeting time, let them decide if they want to get involved with it.
Uh,
So maybe I should
yeah.
put that phraseology in there, right? Like, if you wish,
Yeah.
if shadow applicants wish to participate in other ways, contributor comms is always looking for helping hand.
Also for the recent shadow application that's coming up, we will be mostly having the like the annual survey blog out. So we could all put all the help wanted section, like link to all the repos in the help wanted section and send it out. So folks could see what is required. So I think that is more like consistent. Like there's a lot of things. There is code contribution, non-code contribution, everything that comes in help wanted section. But that comes once a year, but shadow application goes 3 times a year. So once a year, if
Right.
that could go async, we could like talk with emeritus advisor and just suggest him this, like if the survey is out, you could just put the help wanted section, the link to the help wanted section, like these are the places help is wanted, and you could just take a look on them.
Maybe the PR should be a suggestion to like add into that page in the repo, if you were applying for XYZ team in the release team, here are some other areas that you might be interested in, which I think, Ray, you said was part of that existing manual email.
Yeah, well, I don't think I haven't seen what
Not
the
quite like
latest
that?
email is. Yeah, but
Okay.
if people do come on Slack, or if they do Slack me, I do send them to several places on how to contribute. Like if they applied for the release docs, send them to like SIG docs, invite them to start contributing there. Dibs also has a list on his personal repo
Yeah,
of like how
Dims
to
Right.
has an
contribute.
Like
extensive-
there's all these lists. You're like, I was just about to say, you're not the only one with something like that, right? Like
Yeah.
a lot of us have something like that, right?
Yes,
Like
yes.
for me, it's in my mind. Like, what shadow role did you volunteer for? I know the SIG, and off they go. Maybe that could be the action item. Write a doc that people can just link to, right? Like something, right? Like if you're applying for this role, here's the corresponding SIG if you don't get the shadow spot, right? So
Yeah, like docs to docs,
docs to-
testing
like some
to
of them
testing.
are right. Like some of them are very simple, right?
Yeah.
But then there's some other roles where it's like, is it a technical role or not? So yeah.
We could, there are a variety of ways that we could handle that. We could come up with our best recommendations to put in there, or we could like reach out to
Yeah, like I would
SIGs
love
in some
to.
form.
I mean, this
Okay.
could literally be an interview of the current emeritus advisor and be like, what do you do with all the shadow applicants that don't get accepted? And like, that could be the interview, right? Like we could interject like, what would you think of, a document, that kind of thing. And then we could actually create action items as part of a blog post, maybe. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
it's an idea.
It could be the current emeritus advisor, and the last emeritus advisor is also the tech lead so both would actually have very good
Okay.
insights.
Huh.
Yes.
So you apply, like, I can already see the headline. So you didn't get accepted as a shadow. Now what? Something like that.
Yeah, similar to our SIG profile ones where we interview the SIG chairs and talk about what's going on in the SIG. We would talk with the emeritus lead and the tech lead. Is that right? The other emeritus lead. And then write
I
a
think
blog
let's
post about the need.
have a blog post out for once, like let's have it in Kate's div. So at least we have some references, and when we feel that it should be updated, we go for the new blog.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Actually, that one might be good for also the regular Kates. Both might be a good cross post because it's definitely contributor content, but do we want to reach the larger audience of Kates to talk about the
Yes.
release team?
That would be an amazing cross post, I think.
Right. Cool.
I mean, Ray. what do you think?
I actually applied for the shadow program and I didn't get selected. And these are the links which were like mailed to me. I posted in the chat below.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Good start.
Join our Slack channels. Nice.
See, your actions are so useful already.
Yeah, I mean, this is very release specific, right? Like,
Yes.
this is a very good thing, but it's like there's so much other stuff you could do aside from the release, right? Like, and there's a lot.
The open issues and PRs link it to the KK, I guess. And KK is very vast.
Yeah,
And
exactly. It's like a sea of issues. Like, I swear, if you printed them all out, they would fill this room. That's what I mean. There's so many. That's what happens. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, this is a good start to like, okay, if you want to definitely be involved in the release process, this is where to go. If you want to just be involved in the community, there's all these other great places you could go participate.
I want to reflect this wonderful resource in the notes, but Also don't know if I want to take up that much space directly in our notes, maybe at the bottom.
Just throw it in a gist or HackMD and link to it, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to put it at the bottom for now.
I will
That's the
quickly
easiest.
make an HackMD and link it there.
Wonderful. Thanks. Teamwork. Makes me so happy. Okay. And
Someone can take this up for the blog post. We can just interview it after the cycle gets over, like just when the release applications are out. This time it's
yes.
April. Yeah, it's April 19th. Guess during that end of April, we could get this blog post out. I'll make a note on this in our
Okay.
board.
I was considering putting you in for that assignment. Gonna ask
Yeah,
you
I can
first.
take it down because it
Well,
might come under my shadow thing. Like I'm
That's
the release
true.
comp shadow. So
I was going to ask you
Fine.
to put it on the board was what I was going to assign you to.
Mm.
But also, since you are involved with the release team, you'll know when the release ends. So that would put you in a good position to kick this off. Though if anyone wants to help you with the blog posts.
yeah, that's pretty much welcome.
Yeah, I could hop out with the blog post.
Yeah, I can totally do review and whatever else needs to be done.
Wonderful. So put this ask on the board assigned to Deba. And then keep track of this ask and kick off the process when the release is finished. That's also going to be assigned to Deba. It's finished. Cool. And then Ray to help write. Chris to help review. Lovely. Thanks for sticking with me while I wrote that out. Also happy to help review. Cool. Wonderful. Got some actions going on with the steering committee support. Very excited about that. Good. Anything else with the steering committee support that people want to talk about aside from this blog post? Probably good. We're going to move on. Can always bring it back up at the end. Don't forget. Contributor comms. Oh, yes. I added this earlier. The mention that there's still a shadow position open under Rajula. So again, if you're interested in being a shadow for the leadership council of this group, talk to Rajula about that. Also welcome to talk to any of us anytime, really, honestly. We'll figure things out. And I added this note in here as well. Deba and also Dewan, I don't think it's on today. Is he? No. But we were saying last time that we wanted to work on that existing issue on the editorial board or the board where we wanted to create a guide on creating the SIG profile blog posts. So we didn't do anything on that this past week. I was thinking maybe we could have a meeting and get together and chat about that this week. Caslin to set up sync.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wanted to bring that up so that we actually do that. All right. Any other discussion on campaigns in progress? We can move on to new items. Any other new items for us to talk about aside from what we're doing for Laura, which is kind of new items? Are there any requests that came in this week or anything?
No, but I feel like we're missing something from
I also feel
last
like we're
week.
missing something.
Hang on, let me check that out. Street marketing, there we go. I have over 200 tabs open right now, by the way.
Don't do that.
Seven different windows, 212 tabs, I think. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just looking at last week.
Yeah.
How does the ProwBot work? Is there a guide? Let's tweet about it. We did that. Okay. Did anybody reach out to the mentoring subgroup?
Yeah, I did that. Like, it's a bi-weekly meeting that happened, so we discussed about it in the last week. Like,
Okay,
they
cool.
wanted help, like with everyone knowing about the mentorship thing when it comes, when the dates are, and all those things. So
Awesome. Cool.
So what's the update on that? What should I write down? OFX.
No,
there is the
the-
update is, I don't get sure, like should we keep a track of it? Like whenever this mentorship starts, we send the email. Like that's what we discussed about it, but we didn't have it in board. So should we send a mail? Like what we discussed about was a bot message, like Slack, like to all the SIGs, those are in the Slack, to just inform them that
Right.
these are the dates. If you want to
Mhm.
submit, you could submit. But I don't know how to broadcast a message in Slack. If anyone could help me
Right.
with that.
yes.
Once we get the contributor comms tag fixed, right?
Well, it's not contributor comms. It's the Slack group that is contributor comms. You should be a part of it, though. I thought I could be wrong. Double
No,
check.
I am not part of that.
Isn't it that
Did you open
It's what
did you open an
Rajula's
issue
working on,
about
right?
it? Yeah. Somebody opened an issue about it.
Rajula? It was Rajula.
Okay, let me go find my
And he said that he couldn't make it today, but that he
Git history.
did do
real
that.
quick.
That is a good thing for us to bring up on its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rajula is mentioned it in the docs itself, in the open action items. So it's there.
Okay, cool.
Oh, yes. Lovely.
That's right. He did
Okay,
say he
I
put
don't
in an
need to add
update
that.
before the meeting. Duh.
Yeah, that's in the
Uh,
open action.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep that
So
rolling.
this thing also goes into board as an umbrella issue. Like every time there is a mentorship update in the mentoring channel, or like it starts, we need to update all the SIGs. Like they need to be prepared. Like, yeah, this is the deadline. We need to submit our proposals. For now, I think it's very late because it's 15th is
Yes.
the last date for
Yeah. It,
GSOC, and LFX is already over.
the ship has
So
sailed.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Maybe for the next cycle, we keep this as a board, as an umbrella issue. Like whenever it comes, we broadcast it using Slack bot.
Okay. So the
Yeah,
ask is to
I'll-
put this on the board for next time.
Yes.
And that'll be you. If this gets intimidating, remember you can always delegate.
Yeah, not me. Like it's just adding a new card. It hardly takes a minute.
Doesn't mean it'll get done. If it was me, I fail at the small things often. That's why I write things down on physical paper. Okay, so Deba to add to board. Lovely. So anything else on campaigns in progress? Should we move on to the open action item from Rajula? Maybe come back to new items. I don't think there was anything there.
Whatever it is, we got 9 minutes.
I'm just going to go ahead and do open action items. We can come back to anything else. Since we already briefly mentioned this, Rajula opened a PR to clean up and add new members to our Slack user group, the @contributor comms, that I'm always telling you all to ping if you need help. It's kind of out of date.
Yes.
So,
I tried
but-
to merge that PR this morning very early.
but you didn't have permissions.
I didn't have the perms. What repo am I in? I have no clue anymore what rights I have to what areas anymore.
I didn't to begin with, so but it's me.
So the list, let's see, it does have, yeah, no, Debrada's not on here. Is it?
What? So do we need to add on to that PR?
Yeah,
Uh,
Or
no,
No,
I'm
wait.
here. I'm there. I'm there.
Okay.
you're there.
wonderful.
Okay,
I
cool. I'm sorry.
checked it.
Yeah, I
Yes.
missed it because of the plus and minuses.
My GitHub ID is a bit different. So
Mhm,
Gotcha.
got it. So yeah, you'll be on it once this merge is, which I already gave it the green light and tagged in Code Ranger, whoever that is.
Why is my line green? Am I not on this group either somehow?
No, you're in.
No,
I
it.
definitely
you were
get it.
there.
Maybe it's
Just-
just getting moved.
Yes. Yeah, Rajula
You
arranged it
full file
alphabetically.
and you'll see it. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Yes, Caslin, Jason, Deba, Chris Short.
Second, I was like, is this not the thing that I'm thinking this is doing?
Yes, it is.
It is the thing. I thought
is the
that it
thing.
was.
Yeah. All right.
A lot of H's in that sentence. Okay, so that's in progress. Like I said, Chris didn't have permissions to add that. If you want to be on this list and you're missing from it, I guess.
Yeah, please let us know. This gives
yeah,
you the
let us
ability
know,
to
make a comment.
broadcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Avanesh, your name wasn't on there? Sorry. Let me go back and look real quick.
Yeah, I don't see my name there.
Okay.
Ah.
If you want to, just put a comment and say, you'll
Are you
need to
comfortable doing that?
add.
Putting a comment on the GitHub issue? I think you
Well,
are.
Yeah, I mean,
You've done quite a bit in Git.
yeah, comment that you would like to be added to, but you need to go find. Well, I guess Rajula can find it too, like your Slack unique ID, which is not always easy to find. I forget where that is. Because we try to align GitHub usernames with Slack IDs, and there's a file for that. And then there's the file that says give this Slack ID permission, or this person's GitHub Slack ID connector permission. Yeah, it's confusing, I know.
It's not me. It's
I'm
not
sorry.
Atharva, it's Avinash.
Sorry. Are you on there though, Atharva? Are you? on
Yeah.
there? Okay.
And so after that PR is merged, I can tweet about, I can give a Slack announcement about the annual report.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful. That should be added on here somewhere. We didn't even talk about that, did we?
The annual report? No, we didn't. And we need to because we're supposed to be
No,
doing a
I-
campaign around it.
Annual report. I thought we might talk
Listen.
about that in the steering committee or support, but I guess we didn't.
Oh, open issue about it for annual committee, like annual survey, work in progress. Saw that last week.
Sorry. In steering committee or support, we talked about release team support. Now, okay. So at 8 a.m., almost 9 a.m. now. So what do we need to say in the notes about annual report?
Mm,
I mean, it's still getting assembled last I checked.
Yeah, the first drafts are due Monday, or yeah. I don't know when the final one is, but they told us Monday.
But we can get themes and such from the first report, from the rough, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that, like, where is that going? I guess is my question. Do we have a link to it in draft form?
Also, wait. So what I'm talking about is like the SIG's annual reports. I don't know if I'm talking about the same thing, the same annual report.
Right. Yes.
Right.
Is that anywhere already, like where people are dumping their rough drafts, or is it just a GitHub thing?
Yeah, it's in their corresponding, I think, K community.
Okay.
Yes, there are like 2021 annual report, then the working group or SIG name associated with it. There are a lot of open issues on that at
Yeah.
present.
Okay.
So,
Yep. KK meeting, go to the SIG. There's an annual report. There's a a template in there for each one, but I know I'm working on one today to meet the Monday deadline.
All right, let's see. I'm just going to, man, I wish I could do a mass watch on all these issues.
GitHub, not a program management tool.
It's 37 open issues with the word annual report in it. A lot of PRs or issues to keep track of.
Need.
Sorry, 34 with 2021. All right. Some are in varying states of workedness.
So, I mean, really the best thing for us to do is just to keep an eye out for the rough draft to come in. And then once it's out, maybe review it in this meeting and talk about what we need to do to promote it.
Yeah, I think that's safe, or, you know, like make sure we dedicate a meeting once the draft is done just to the draft. That way we can come up with thematic things and then refine language as necessary, right? So it's like, take a look at the rough draft, figure out what are the big themes, figure out what needs tweets, what needs blog posts, etc. from there.
We only have 2 minutes left, but I wanted to ask Tarva, you brought this up. So did you have anything else that you wanted to add that you were working on in
No,
this area?
nothing
Okay,
currently.
just wonderfully remembered this. Thank you so much. Cool. So since we only have a minute left, are there any other things that people want to talk about? Do people feel like they have things to do? Do they feel like they need help? Things going okay? Around the horn? Chris is, I mean, he's getting by. He's Chris. He's good. Ray, was that a thumbs up or also a okay? Atarva has a thumbs up. Everybody feeling good?
I was trying to figure out what this thing was in my shot, and it's actually from my ceiling fan.
Oh, that's interesting.
If you
Okay.
didn't know, I'm very tall. Anyways.
Yes, it was very surprising. Met Chris for the first time at KubeCon North America and was like, wait, what?
You're labeled as short.
It was right there.
It's in the name.
Apparently it's a lie.
Walking oxymoron. It's great.
True for
Never
me,
take
however,
yourself too seriously.
just so you know. When you meet me in person, you'll be like, oh, didn't expect that. Anyway.
Kazan, you are wonderful. To let you know.
Much appreciated. So if there are no other important pressing items, we'll end the recording.